So for today's video, we're gonna talk about relationships of the SDGs 2013 on human reproduction. Sexual and reproductive health and reproductive right issues are currently featured on the SDG agenda, but opportunities exist to expand their presence at both the global and national levels by establishing sexual and reproductive health and rights. For the field of sexual and reproductive health and rights, or SRHR, the SDGs include several relevant goals and targets, such as those related to health, education, and gender equality. The goals and targets encompass many key aspects of SRHR, including access to sexual and reproductive health, or SRH services, comprehensive sexuality education, and the ability to make decisions about one's own health. Ensuring that SRH services are made available along with other basic health care. For example, immunization services or treatment for tuberculosis may increase access to care and information, especially for disadvantaged populations such as adolescents, people with disabilities, and those living with HIV. In late 2014 and early 2015, the Guttmacher Institute led one of many informal processes to produce recommendations relating specifically to SRHR indicators. Potential indicators were assessed in terms of their relevance and feasibility given the targets agreed upon for the SDGs. That included the extent to which each indicator reflects core SRHR principles and outcomes and how it is prioritized by advocates, as well as whether data are available for a significant proportion of countries, are nationally representative, and are tracked over time. Contraception is an essential component of family planning and SRH that allows individuals to determine if and when to have a child. Measuring the number of people whose contraceptive needs are being met with modern methods can help governments gauge how accessible services are for individuals who say they want to control their fertility. The success of key SDGs will depend in significant part on the extent to which important stakeholders, including governments, UN agencies, and non-governmental organizations, take seriously the specific SRHR targets and fully implement the relevant policies, services, and programs to attain them. If these targets can be met, it will increase the prospects for achieving the goals of health, education, and gender equality. And approaching success on these three goals will increase the prospects for the SDGs overall. In relation to the sexual and reproductive health and rights of girls and women, the Sustainable Development Goals provide a platform for the enhancement of the SRHR of adolescents and women. The SDGs promise to ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages through universal access to sexual and reproductive health care services, including for family planning, information and education, and the integration of reproductive health into national strategies and programs. Investing in the health of women and girls has far-reaching ripple effects. New innovations for women's HIV prevention and sexual health will have significant payoff for sustainable development, improved health and well-being, thriving communities, inclusive economies, and resilient, sustainable societies. Gender equality and the empowerment of all women and girls is not only one of the SDGs, but is also critical to achieving all 17 of the goals. In fact, any effort to encourage sustainable growth must prioritize the health and well-being of women and girls. UNFPA works with governments, other UN agencies, and partners to improve access to sexual and reproductive health care in developing countries. where reproductive health problems are a leading cause of ill and death for women and girls of childbearing age. Reproductive health care, which includes material health services and family planning. It enables women to protect their health and choose the number, timing, and spacing of their children. This empowers them to study, work, and raise their families out of poverty. Impoverished women suffer disproportionately from unintended pregnancy, unsafe abortion, maternal death and disability, sexually transmitted infections, and related problems. Young people are also extremely vulnerable, facing disproportionately high HIV rates as well as barriers to reproductive health information and care. UNFPA also supports programs that teach literacy, numeracy, human rights, and life skills to vulnerable adolescent girls, and helps to develop and implement comprehensive sexuality education, which teaches young people about their bodies, health, and disease prevention.